And when your vision is really strong in what you see outside of the clouds in clarity, that you can actually feel the heat of it nearly pulling you, drawing you towards it. It's different than running away from something. Friend, here's something I don't know if you know. While the podcast was a thought of mine for a long time, thinking of me absolutely could not be doing this without our very own Wizard of Oz, Kyle, at Goodnight Podcasting Solutions. Kyle's turnaround time, dedication and level of service means that I never have to second guess or worry about the level of support in getting our messaging out to you. If you're curious as to starting your own podcast or just want to see how it might spread your message, reach out to Kyle at kylegoodnight.com or check our show notes. I mean it when I say that we couldn't be doing this without him. Hello, and welcome to today's episode of Lauren's Thoughts. I'm going to be keeping this really tight and really short on my thoughts, as if you're a friend watching as well as listening, you might be able to see and definitely hear that I'm not in the indoors. I'm actually in the car outside of the local hotel here in Northwest Meath in Castlepollard, as Ireland got hit by a storm last Friday. And I'm not even I thought it was called Storm Owen, but apparently it's slightly different in the pronunciation. So today's thoughts is all on being tested. Now, today's newsletter that went out on the Thinking of Me blog was all on this kind of idea as well of how do we control the uncontrollables. But all things right now are a little unpredictable in my life and have been for the last couple of months. And as it's being tested in how badly is something wanted, how badly is something needed, you either find a way or you give up. And I'm here looking at the connection of this. I'm here hearing the sounds of background cars and trucks. I'm here looking at people who probably can see into the Jeep and are thinking that I'm a little bit stone mad. And that's okay, because I'm also here talking to you. I'm also here with Thinking of Me and our podcast and the mission and the aim that we have in growing collectively and in sharing some of that journey, some of those thoughts with you. So my question to you, my friend listening, is what are you being tested on? What are you being asked about as whether or not it's important? Sometimes that happens in the sense of career, of something that maybe we're being pushed to do, to reach, to grow into. Whether it's a promotion, maybe a level up. Maybe it's a college course, whether or not you actually want to be in it or want that path. Maybe it's exams that you're studying for, something you're learning, something that's brand new in getting used to, and whether or not that's something you want to do well in. Maybe it's a relationship that is starting to make you go, well, why is this happening anymore? What's the point in this? Maybe it's a family member who is pushing a boundary or putting a bit of a strain, or is going through something that you are being triggered by in some way, shape or form. Maybe you're being tested in your health. Maybe your body is being tested to see how much care you can give to yourself in finding some solutions and some means to care even more for your body. Whatever it might be that you're being tested on, and there are only some examples, maybe financially, there's the whole wheel of life there. And if you've ever worked with me or you're curious about what the wheel of life looks like, we look at that in our one-to-one sessions. It's the first thing we do when you come for a free one-on-one call. It's also something that's available if you want to do on your own in our Just For Me toolkit, that you can go through the training of that solo and look at the wheel yourself, or we can do that for free, where you see the different spokes of your life. You see all these things that are happening, and when one of them is under pressure, it can cause a little bit of a malfunction sometimes. But it's really when there's a lot of them. And my thoughts in all of this of what I'm sharing, and as I said, I'd keep this tight, is, my friend, if you've been following up to now, you know that I've been making some massive changes consciously. And I keep being reminded of the last time I did that all in one go, back in 2018. And the difference now is I'm really conscious, I'm really specific in what I'm changing and what direction I want to move that in. Before, I didn't know the direction I wanted to go. I didn't know what way things would look without having some of the structures in place that were there, like the relationship, for example, or the college path. But now I know what I'm walking into, and that's the difference of having a vision. And when your vision is really strong in what you see outside of the clouds in clarity, that you feel, you can actually feel the heat of it nearly pulling you, drawing you towards it. It's different than running away from something. So yeah, my thoughts today are really short on what happens when you're tested. And I'm I'm looking right now at a bird. They know when to stay. They know when to go and migrate towards the heat. They know when to look for food. The early bird catches the worm. There's instinct there in animals. And as humans, we have an instinct, we have an intuition. And it's about tapping more into that, especially in the times of test. So, as I said, I'd keep this really short today. I hope maybe there's something that you can hear in that, even with some background noise. And I'm really grateful to go through the obstacles, go through the tests, to keep serving and delivering to you, my friend. So if you are interested in this week's guest, we're going to be talking about all things podcasting. So do make sure you subscribe for our Thursday episodes, where every week we have a new guest speaker. And grateful for season 2 of Action and Exploring, and everyone who's been on so far and is due to come on. Don't forget that our Women's Summit is going to be on February 13th, and you can register for that at thethinkingofmecoaching.com/summit. It's a free event, and if you know a friend that would benefit from it, make sure that you bring them along as well. Have a great week, and whatever is happening, as I say, how bad do you want it? I'll leave it there. Talk soon.